Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Black Hammer once again. Before we get started, like always, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go ahead, leave a comment down below saying what's up. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's get into some spoilers of today. Let's go. Alright guys, so here is our spoilers for today. I'm not gonna do it like everybody else where they put out, you know, 2-3 videos a day talking about 4 or 5 cards. It's just doing a little too much. I want to do them in a little bit bigger bulks. So in this video, I think we're going to cover a little over 30 cards. So we're going to really talk about the ones in details, the ones that I believe are going to actually make an impact in standard. The other ones we're kind of gonna just breeze through fairly quickly. And I'm bringing back the rating system. So a one hammer, as you can see, boom, right there. That's going to be more for your drafting cards, more so cards like that, that if you pull it, cool. If you want to put it into your drafting deck, you're good. The two hammer is going to be more so, it is still more of a draft card, but if you do need it in a sideboard, or if you're just trying to do some crazy things, you can put it into your constructed build. Three hammers is going to be more so, is made for standard, but it's more on the lower end of you know, the better cards, I guess you could say. And the four hammers is the big tamale. It's the big deal. It's what's going to change standard. And if you get this card, you're going to build around it. It's going to be your win condition, things like that. So this one right here, environmental science. It's a 2-drop sorcery speed lesson, and it says search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life. So this one I really do like, because it's colorless one. So any color build can play it, and that's actually been something that's been needed for mono white ramp. Mono green, of course, already got his thing. Mono red, you can ramp into red. So this one right here is very interesting. It's a lesson card, so it's going into your sideboard, and if you have a lot of learn abilities in your mono white build, you can go ahead, pull this, gain some life, because there's going to be a lot of life gain triggers. So this will also do that and help you hit your mana curve. So this one right here, I think is, I would say a 2 hammer for sure. And then this one, Introduction to Prophecy. It's a 3-drop. Once again, sorcery lesson. And I do apologize for the random. Once again, I can't control exactly what order these is going in. So whatever pops up, we're going to read. It's my first time reading most of these, so we're going to read them together. All right, sorcery speed lesson, scry 2, then draw a card. So it costs 3, a little too much for me. There's a lot of better scry and draw abilities, and it probably, yeah, I don't know. This one right here definitely is for a 1 hammer. Boom, this one right here gets 1 hammer. Really probably best for drafting, honestly. Then we got Eager First Year. I'm not sure if I discussed this one already, but it's a 2-drop creature human wizard, which is finally some white wizards with magecraft. And it says whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Eager First Year gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it's a 2/2. It's a 2-drop, which is pretty basic, you know. Until end of turn type buffs really doesn't see a lot of play in standard. I tried, trust me, and you know, it's good for a 1 combat trick, but with Bolt, and I'm pretty sure I said this in my last spoiler video, with Bolt coming back, toughness 3 and lower is gonna really have a hard time in standard, I believe. So this one right here is a 1 hammer for sure. Then we got Elite Spellbinder. It's a 3-drop, 3/1 body, human cleric, and with flying. And it says, when this creature enters the battlefield, look at target's opponent hand. You may exile a non-land from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. So once again, this is definitely a one hammer. Unless you really, your opponent has a ultimatum in their hand and they have no extra lands, so you can hold it up that way. But holding up a shock or a bolt or a any spot removal, it's like, I guess you can hold your opponent off with the one turn. But yeah, this is definitely a one hammer. Boom, let's go to the next one. All right, we got Guiding Voice. It's a 1-drop sorcery speed. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it has Learn. Great card. And I only say that because I truly believe, and you'll hear here first. I don't know if you hear here first, but +1/+1 counters is going to play a major part in all colors, not just mono green or white green or whatever, white red. Is going to be in all colors. So this one right here, it's a 1-drop sorcery speed, so it's not as good as it could be with instant speed, but it just costs 1. And then with all the Magecraft mechanics out there, this is going to start triggering life gain, +1/+1 counters, drawing cards. It's going to be ugly. So this one right here is going to be a solid 2 hammers, because it's not a crazy ability, but it's definitely going to see some play in standard. Now we have Reduce to Memory. It's a 3-drop sorcery lesson, and it says exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Spirits is a thing. Now, like I said, I kind of seen some of the spoiler, cards that we're talking about today, and it's a lot of spirit tokens being created. So this one right here is really good that it's a lesson, because you don't really want this to clutter your 3-spot spells. So this one right here, I believe, is a good lesson card to keep in your sideboard. You can, of course, target your own permanents, or if your opponent has a an indestructible creature like Seasoned Hollowblade, go ahead, exile that permanent, and I'd rather deal with a 3/2 instead of a indestructible Hollowblade. So this one right here works pretty good. So this one right here is going to get a 2 hammer. I think it's 2. I don't think a lot of people probably gonna overlook this, because once again, there's probably a lot more better 3 sorcery instant spells that you can replace this with. So I think it's gonna get overlooked, but trust me, your boy Black Hammer is definitely gonna be playing this. Then we got Sparring Regimen. It's a 3-drop enchantment, and it says when this enters the battlefield, Learn. So boom, straight to the point. Go ahead, either you can discard a card to draw a card, or go into your sideboard and get a lesson card. And it says whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. So this one right here, I believe, is going to be a 3. This is a 3 hammer for sure. And there's a 1-drop creature that hopefully we get to soon, because the +1/+1 counters is going to be pretty daggone amazing and annoying, because everybody is going to be doing. And with Vorinclex in standard now, it's going to be bananas. So this one right here, I say is going to be a 3 hammer for sure. And this is the one right here, Star Pupil. So 1-drop human wizard, 0/0, and it says Star Pupil enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Boom. When Star Pupil dies, put its counters on target creature you control. So not just +1 counters, first strike counters, reach counters, all those counters. Fun. Put them on target creature you control. So this one right here just initiates +1/+1 counters. It's almost like the artifact. Hopefully I remember to post it here, because I forget the name, but it's a artifact, a legendary artifact, and it pretty much does the same thing, but it does it whenever your creature dies. It puts the counters onto that, and you can put it on a creature. But this one right here is not legendary, and it's a creature, and you can attack with it. So having this with that legendary artifact, with a whole bunch of counters going around, this is going to be a really good one drop. Then we got Strict Proctor, whatever. It's all blur. I can't even see it. It's a 2-drop, and it says whenever with flying, and it's a 1/3. It says whenever a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability to trigger, counter that ability unless its controller pays 2. Now, first thought is this is pretty good because all these cards pretty much have enter the battlefield triggers. If your opponent has to pay 2, then they may not be triggering those abilities. But the thing is, this affects you too. So if you are not playing any enter the battlefield triggers and you're not doing all that fancy cute stuff, then this card is going to work. I wish it was a 1/4. That'll make it a little bit more better, but it's a 2-drop and it's a 1/3, so it might stay on the battlefield for a couple of turns, and sometimes that might be all you need. So this one right here is going to be 2 hammers for sure. And oh, this one right here, I didn't even rate this one. This card right here to me is going to be 3 hammers. 3 hammers at the least. 3 hammers. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, this is Study Break. It's a 2-drop instant speed, and it says tap up to 2 target creatures. Then you get to learn. Really simple, straight to the point. I think this is going to be it's instant speed, bro. And you get the draw card. I'm gonna give it 2 hammers, only because like I said, there's a lot of Magecraft mechanics. You play an instant, things start triggering off, you draw a card that you need, and tap 2 creatures, so that might actually win you the game. So yeah, definitely 2 hammers. All right, this one right here, I know we talked about, it's pretty whack to me. Like this is probably a one hammer. It's a 4-drop 2/2, and it says whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Bro, this may not make it past that turn unless you play this in the late game, like turn 7, where you got 3 extra mana open, and then you can start playing this. But other than that, yeah, it is not going to survive. This is Go Blank, 3-drop sorcery speed. Target player discards 2 cards, then exile all cards from that player's graveyard. I think this is an awesome 3-drop spell. Normally when your opponent's discarding cards, it's usually about 3-4 mana. So this is really, I'm surprised they didn't make this like a 5-drop. You know what I'm saying? But this one right here definitely helps tier grid, and it exiles your opponent's graveyard. So this one right here is going to be at the least 3 hammers right here. I can see this being in the sideboard for sure, and what will make this better is if it was a learn ability. So let's go to the next one. All right, we got Ifrit Flame Painter. It's a 4-drop 1/4, which is good. It dodges the bolts, and it has double strike, and it says whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell was put into the graveyard, exile it instead. So this one right here, I'm saying is going to be a 4-drop or 4 hammers. It's a 4-drop and it gets 4 hammers. This one right here, I can see being pretty daggone broken. All you got to do is get this a little beefier. It's going to have double strike, so your opponents are either going to have to block it, or if your opponent has nothing to block it with, it's going to be a lot of craziness. So I already have a few ideas for this one, but this one right here, if you have ways to get some ultimatums or something that just costs way too much and you don't have the mana for it. Put it in the graveyard somehow by discarding with the Magecraft abilities. Boom, there's a tip right there. And attack with this, and you can play it without paying its mana cost. That's hard to believe. Damage, yeah, you may cast target instant. Normally it will say you have to play an instant sorcery spell equal or less than to this creature's power, something like that, but it doesn't say that. So that to me is going to open a lot of, a can of worms, as some people would say. Yeah, it's going to be annoying. So this one right here, 4 hammers for sure. All right, we got Illuminate History. It's a 4-drop sorcery lesson, and it says discard any number of cards, which we just talked about the other one. Then draw that many cards. Then if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red-white spirit creature token. So this one right here is a great way to refill your hand or just dump cards into your graveyard so you can go ahead and cast it for free. If you can keep this alive, which is it's not going to be too difficult, but man, like that just works together right there. Then we got a Historian here, Illustrious Historian, 2-drop creature, 2/1, so it's already borderline. You can pay 5, exile this creature from your graveyard, create a tapped 3/2 red-white spirit. Okay, now I see why it's only a 2/1. You kind of want this to die, and you want to play this on curve on turn 2. I mean, that's probably more better. And then on turn 5 or whichever turn in a late game, you can go ahead, pay 5 and get a 3/2. Now I'm not sure, it's probably just a backup to your backup plan, because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to pay 5 for a 3/2 token that's tapped. So this is probably just in case type of card here. Pretty decent. I would see this in a hard go hard spirit deck for sure, but it's probably not going to be too many competitive ones. So this one right here is probably going to be a 2-drop for sure. And I didn't rate this one. I'm sorry, I gotta get used to that again. This one right here, I think is going to be probably, I would say a 3 hammer for sure. I keep saying drop, bro. I don't know why I keep doing that. All right, this is Field Trip. It's it costs 3 sorcery, and it says search your library for a basic forest card. Put that card onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Then you get to learn, which you can learn the other look for a land, and you gain 2 life. So that already right there synergizes pretty daggone well if you want to quickly ramp up and get some 2 free life and get a land in your hand. So this one right here, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see quite a bit. So I say this is a 3 hammer for sure. Well, I'm all thirsty here. Hold on, let me. Ooh, gotta love some soda. All right, we got Flame Scroll Celebrants. It's a 2-drop, 2/1 body. That's already a little shaky. Whenever an opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, Flame Scroll deals 1 damage to that player. Pay 2. This creature gets +2, +0 to end the turn. If it was pay 1, that'd be decent, but I don't know. This probably for sure 2 hammer, because it's not gonna last too long, and I'm not sure if players are playing builds that don't have creature answers. That's gonna be a tough one for me. So I am going to, a 2 hammer for sure. Then we got the flip side of it, and it says Revel in Silence. It's a double white, so Boris colors, I'm assuming. It says your opponent can't cast spells or activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities this turn. Then exile this card. So it's good. It's instant speed, so you can do this at the beginning of your opponent's turn. I guess I gotta rate the whole card because the creature side of it is not too good to me, but this one right here, I could definitely see this being in a more controlling build. I would say still a 2. Like, still a 2. It's double white, so a lot of people are gonna complain about that, so I would say double 2. All right, we got Augusta, Dean of Order. It's a 3-drop legendary human cleric, 1/3, and it says other tapped creatures you control get +1/+0. Other untapped creatures you control get +0/+1. Whenever you attack, untap each creature you control, then tap any number of creatures you control. So this one right here is going to be really mathy, I guess you could say, because you swing in with 4 creatures, boom, tapped, right? Now their defenses go up, but they lose in attack power. But if you know that a certain creature is going to block a certain creature or whatever, you can go ahead and untap it. Then it gets the +1, but loses the toughness. I don't know. It's going to be real tricky. I'm pretty sure somebody is going to make this work, but it's going to be real tactical because you can't do it like instant speed. You know what I'm saying? So once that that fighting phase ends, then, you know, hopefully you untapped and tapped correctly. All right, so this one right here, I'm gonna give it a 2 because it's a 3-drop 1/3, and I don't think anybody's gonna have the patience for that. All right, so we have Blade Historian. It's a 4-drop whatever, double red, so you can mismatch Boris colors, and it's a 2/3 body. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. Simple, straight to the point. I don't know. Once again, feels a 2/4. I'd be all in, but ain't nobody gonna have time for a 2/3 for a 4-drop. I don't know. I get this a 2 at the most. 2. All right, then we have Creative Outburst. Jeez. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want us to pay for 7 for this? It better be good. All right, instant speed. Creative Outburst deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Or you can pay to discard this card. Create a treasure token. So definitely a control card, because on turn 3, if you don't have your land or whatever, you can pay 2, create a treasure token to help you with your mana, or you can go ahead, pay all this, and how much is an ultimatum? Like 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 or something like that. So if you have the mana to play this, then I guess you'll have mana to play just about any other thing. This one right here is I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in someone's control deck. So I'm gonna get this maybe a 3 hammer for sure. Then we have Hofree Ghost Forge. that's a funny looking character. All right, it's a 5-drop 4/5. Now that's some stats right there. Legendary creature. Spirits you control get +1/+1 and have trample and haste. So if you have one of those 3/2 tokens on the field, it's gonna be what, a 4/3 with trample and haste. So that's pretty cool. It says whenever another non-token creature you control dies, exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types, and it has when this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exile card to your graveyard. So That's a lot. This is going to be fun. I can't tell you what build I'm going to put this in. It's going to be bananas. It's probably going to be the first build that I do with this one here, but it's going to be crazy. Trust me, this one right here, I'm going to make it a 4 hammer. No matter what, it's gonna work and you guys are gonna love it, and I'm pretty sure ain't nobody else is thinking about this build. So I'm saying it right now, it's gonna be a 4 hammer because of Black Hammer. all right, we have Quintarius Field Historian. Sounds like a ghetto French name, Quintorius. All right, so 5-drop, once again, legendary, 2/4. It says spirits you control get +1/+0 whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. So this works well with this dude here, Ghost Force, because the creature going into the graveyard then leaves into to the exile. So I'm pretty sure that counts as leaving the graveyard. So if you have both of these out, you're going to be having a lot of spirit tokens. So this one right here, it is a 2/4, so it's not as, you know, strong as the other one, and it is legendary, and it is a 5-drop. So I'm pretty sure other people are going to prefer the other one instead of this one here. So this one sadly is going to be, oh, this one is mythic though. So 4 here, but for the budget, I think this is going to be a 3 for sure, because it's easy to make things leave the graveyard and boom, all of a sudden you got a 3/2. So this one right here for the budget decks is going to be definitely a 3 hammer. So boom, I said it. All right, Radiant Scroll Wielder. He just wielding no scrolls like that. So 4-drop creature, Dwarf Cleric, 2/4. Instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. Beautiful. Beautiful already. I wish this was an enchantment. That would make this so much better. But it says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard. You may cast it this turn. If a spell cast this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. So yeah, like I said, if this was an enchantment or an artifact, that'll make this like 10 times better. But with a 2/4, it'll stay on the battlefield for sure for a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna say a 3 hammer. 3 hammer for sure. Cause there's one in historic where all your instants and sorcery spells have death touch, and I have not seen that. So this is like the exact opposite, but it allows you to play a card out of your graveyard. So if you're going extreme on the instant and sorcery spells, this will be perfect. So I'm gonna say a 3 hammer until further notice. Boom, you like that, huh? All right, reconstruct history. So 4-drop sorcery spell, and it says return up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target enchantment, up to 1 target instant card, up to 1 target sorcery card, and up to 1 target planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Then exile this card, because yeah, you can't just keep doing that. That'd be crazy. Beautiful card. Definitely like in your sideboard, if you have a way to pull this out, that'll work perfectly. Or if you have it in your main build, you know, definitely splashes. I mean, yeah, it's some pretty good planeswalkers in these colors, but I mean, definitely like a 2 of, because you don't want like 2-3 of these in your opening hand, because it's not gonna do you any good. But this will definitely help you in a late game when it's like turn 7, 8, 9, and you cast this for 4. Then all of a sudden you get some goodies back into your hand, and then you got some mana to spend it on that turn. So I will give this a solid 3 hammer for sure. Boom, there you go. All right, spirit summoning. So 3-drop sorcery lesson. Create a 3/2 red white spirit creature token. Boom, easy sorcery lesson. So this will help the best of one players like myself. This one right here. So now we actually have our little mini sideboard. Boom, that works. Oh, and this one right here, I'm gonna say a 3 hammer, because like I already told you, I got a beautiful idea for this. It's gonna be 3 hammers for sure. All right, we have Stone Bond Mentor. It's a 3-drop creature, 3/3, and it says whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, scry one. Whenever one or more, I don't like it. It dies to bolt. Yes, I'm gonna be saying that. And it's a 3-drop. It's 3 drops to me is probably the most important, curve. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you want a 3/3 and it might do something. Nah. So this is definitely, I don't know, a 1 hammer. 1 hammer for sure. All right. We have Vel Omakas Lorehold. All right, we're gonna say the red dragon, okay? The Boros dragon, elder dragon, excuse me, legendary creature. It's a 7-drop. Oh my god, it better be tight. So 5/5, flying, vigilance, and haste. Okay, I got you. Whenever this creature attacks, look at the top 7 cards of your library. Okay. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less or equal to this creature's power from among them without paying their mana cost. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. It is good. It costs 7, which, with some mana help, with some lessons and some learning, you can get this turn 6 with haste. And then, and then let me see, what is a good, you have to get his power up somehow, some way, put a few counters on it, and you can pretty much cast any instant or sorcery spell from your deck. So this has really good potential, really great potential. Like I said, if you can throw some counters on it, then you'll be able to play some ultimatums for free. You know what I'm saying? So this one right here for sure is a 4 hammer. You gotta respect the dragons, bro. Enter the dragon, bro. All right, we have Cody. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Cody Codex. That's Cody Codex. All right, it's a 1/4 legendary artifact creature construct. You can't cast permanent spells. You can't cast permanent. Okay, so all right, so what the hell's going on? It's pay 4, tap, add all colors. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in random order. What is this? What is going on? So I'm assuming you're gonna have more instants and sorceries in your library because you can't cast permanents, and you don't want to be drawing permanents. You can add the colors. I get it. I don't know. This is going to be really interesting. I got some ideas, but if it gets blown up on a turn you play it, because it's a 3-drop, not the most amazing stats. If it was like hexproof or indestructible, something like that, then I could say you can really build around this. But if you play this and hoping on your next turn and your opponent kills this, then what are you going to do for that turn? I don't know. But I'm gonna give this a 3 hammers. I'm gonna have to read this, spend some time with it, cuddle it, talk to it, get to know it better to really understand what the hell they're trying to have us do with this. So 3 hammers it is until further notice. All right, we have Rip Apart, burst colors, sorcery speed, feels instant. I mean, the art of this is amazing. Feels instant speed, that'd be even better. But it says choose one. The first selection is Rip Apart deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or destroy target artifact or enchantment. I don't know if it's not instant speed, if it's sorcery speed, let me choose any target. You know what I'm saying? Instead of creature or planeswalker, because there's been a lot of moments, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you guys can, understand. Your opponent has 3 life and you pull this, you will be so angry at yourself. You didn't just put Bolt in your hand. I'm not sure if Bolt can target any target, but just hitting your opponent for face or anything to me is a lot more valuable than just a creature's playing arc. But I mean, for a 2-drop, you can't really ask for too much. You know what I'm saying? So this one right here is gonna get a 3 because I can definitely see destroying artifacts and enchantments. I'm sorry, or being able to deal some damage to creatures, because all these creatures have whack toughness. This one right here is going to see some play, so I would say this is going to be a 3 hammer for sure. So all right, and that's all the spoilers. Oh my god, we did it. All right, but if you guys like what you're seeing, let me know, because I'm not sure if people are really enjoying this kind of content. I'm still a small creator, so a lot of the outside of my normal content, a lot of people don't watch, you know what I'm saying? So if you enjoy this, let me know. I gotta drink some more soda. I ran out of squirt, you know what I'm saying? I got some soda in the refrigerator. I'm getting all parched here, but let me know in the comments, you know what I'm saying? And I will see you guys in the next spoiler video in probably like a couple days. It is hammer time. Peace. I totally freestyled that last part.